What's up, boys? It's been a long time I've been on this app, but I'm making a return. For those that don't know me, my name is Faison Ngala. I'm an online fitness and mindset coach. When I started my fitness journey, I was weighing at 55 kilograms, skinny as hell. And now, 8 years later, I'm 24 currently, and I'm weighing in at 90 kilograms. So I'm more than qualified to speak on this topic. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I was able to gain 35 kilograms of muscle without taking steroids. All right, so I've identified 3 main ways that I was able to do this, and I'm just going to share that with you guys. So the first thing is training consistently for the last 8 years. Now, what this has done for me is become a part of my lifestyle. So now I don't second guess, I don't think. It's part of my routine, which helps me to stay consistent. I think a lot of people, especially at the start of their fitness journey, they're not able to stay consistent long enough to see long-term results. Okay, whether you're like me, starting out skinny, or you're the guy who's overweight, trying to shred the fat and have a lean, muscular build. And at the start, just like anything, that initial sticking phase, you have to stick it out. You have to be able to build that consistency and just understand delayed gratification. A lot of people, especially what you see on social media, they see these insane results that they think that they can achieve in such a short duration of time. But in all reality, you gotta put in the reps. You gotta be able to build that consistency first, so that it can then become a part of a lifestyle. Because for me, my first year of training, I barely made any progress. I was on the brink of quitting, and I just didn't really see how I was going to change my body. But I just stayed consistent. And when you stay consistent for long enough, you kind of forget about the result. You enjoy the process so much that it becomes a part of your routine, right? I think a lot of people, they see fitness as more like a chore right now. They don't actually see it as a part of who they are. They don't make that shift in identity as someone who's in shape, okay? And once I was able to make that shift, I wasn't able to see massive results. So what really helped me to gain the 35 kilograms of muscle is, which is going to be a common theme of this video, is not specifically the intricacies and the details about that. Everyone knows what to do, but why do people not get to where they want to be and get in great shape? It's because of the mental. They're not able to stay consistent. They don't see results quick enough in their mind, so they quit, right? And they just, most importantly, they don't actually treat it like a routine. They don't make it a part of who they are. They don't make it a lifestyle. So once you can get past the sticky point, you can actually, start to see yourself as somebody in shape, and you actually start to make it a part of your lifestyle. That's when things change. The second thing that helped me to gain 35 kg of lean muscle mass was having a lean bulk opposed to a dirty bulk. Again, it kind of ties into my first point, but the reason why guys who want to bulk up, they go for the dirty bulk option is because they think, oh, it's going to be quicker results. I'm going to get to put on some size way faster than doing it the slower lean bulk way. But the problem with that, slow results in anything typically comes with long-term problems. Rome was not built in a day, so why are you treating your body like that? This is a sculpture of art. This is the body, the temple that God has given to you. Why are you rushing to get results? Okay, now for me, with the lean bulk, I'd avoided having to do any cuts, aggressive bulks, aggressive cuts, right? Because I just had a lean bulk. And for those that don't know, a lean bulk is 250 to 500 calories above your maintenance level. So your maintenance level of calories is the calories that you need to eat in order for your body to maintain at its current body weight, right? So if you take, for an example, somebody who weighs 90 kilograms, like myself, 200 pounds, that is, right? Maintenance is like times 15 on your body weight. So that would be for me 3,000 calories. So if I eat 3,000 calories, I'll maintain. To be to lean bulk, it'd be 3,200 to 35 calories. Okay. Now the reason why this is super important is because I didn't get sloppy and soft whilst I bulk, and from people telling me and from seeing it with my own eyes, when you do something and then you don't see the progress you're looking for, it starts to you start to get demotivated and demoralized. So if you're trying to bulk and like build your physique, have muscle, but then, you know, you're not actually seeing it, you're actually seeing more fat gain, then it's going to make you feel like you're doing it wrong. And then because you're not seeing progress, you're going to quit. So the problem with dirty bulk, number one, is you gain excess fat and not a lot of muscle. So you look like shit and you feel like shit because of, number two, you're eating a lot of junk, processed foods, you know, you're just eating whatever you can just to get calories in. But in the long run, that is actually going to fuck up your insulin levels as well, because you're constantly spiking them, and you're just gonna, it's gonna mess up your brain fog, you're gonna lose mental clarity, and it's just bad for you, right? There's no, the only exception, which is like 1% of you guys, if you're watching this, who wants to gain, is the idea that you've actually tracked for the last 3 to 6 months of you being in a slight cut surplus. You've been tracking your weights and you've been progressive overloading, which means that you've been increasing the weight or the reps for each exercise per workout, and you still haven't grown. In that case, I would say yes, add more, dirty bulk a little bit, like add more ways to get calories in, just because you are an exception. But most people who say, oh bro, but I eat a lot and I'm not bulking, I've been there. I guarantee you, you're not eating enough. You're probably not tracking your food. You're probably not tracking the workouts you're doing. And if you don't track it, whatever you don't track, you can't measure. So for me, what helped me gain 35 kg of muscle was was lean bulking and not dirty bulking, because I was able to just sustainably increase my muscle mass and keep the body fat low. Third way that I was able to gain 35 kg of lean muscle mass was not being so over restrictive with my way of training and way of eating, right? I'm a big foodie. I like to eat 80% clean and 20% of foods that aren't the most healthiest, but I enjoy it, okay? And then the training, after a couple of months, you have a solid routine and I switch up at exercises. The reason why I do this, I have my base foundation, but I add a little bit of flair that I enjoy, because if you make it over restrictive and you don't enjoy your fitness journey, you ain't gonna stick with it. There's no way you're gonna stick with something for 8 years if you don't enjoy the process, if you don't actually enjoy what you're doing. So a part of enjoying it is doing the work, but making it fun for yourself. Like maybe you set yourself rewards. If you go to the gym this amount of days, and if you lift the PR, I'm gonna treat myself to this for my, like a cheat meal, or I'm gonna reward myself doing this, right? Like you have something to look forward to. That's what we crave as humans, that we want to have something to look forward to, because it's already gonna be a long process. To gain 35 kg of muscle takes years. So if you're trying to achieve something similar, right, you're trying to get jacked, you need to make it as enjoyable as possible, right? Like you need to look forward to like what you're doing, okay? So making it over restrictive, it can lead to you like just overthinking. You start to burn out, and it's not a sustainable way of doing things. The key for this is a long game, right? Because once you build the body, you have it for life. You understand? So, and if you're actually fat, it's actually pretty quick. You just chop the fat off and you have a great physique. But for the skinny guys out there, guys who want to put on size, just don't be over restrictive with the way you do things. You want to make the system as simple and enjoyable for you as possible, so that you can actually sustain it, right? So if you apply these 3 things, right, into your own fitness journey, I guarantee you're going to make massive changes in your life and get in the best shape possible, okay? But it's your boy Faison First. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, drop a comment below, right? Let me know what kind of content what video you want to see next. And until the next video, guys, peace and love.